This video is the second video, so this will cover pages 5 through 8. So the second of 3 videos. Problem 23 asks us for a line parallel to 4/3 that goes through -6, -2. So parallel keeps the same slope. Because I have a point and a slope, I'm going to fill out point-slope form. So y minus minus 2 is plus, equals my slope of 4/3, x minus minus 6 is plus. In order to solve, I distribute 4/3 times x and 4/3 times 6, and then subtract 2 from both numbers and get 4/3 x plus 6. 24 wants the line in point-slope form, so the same form, with a slope of 4 and the point -3, 6. So this is my x1, y1. So y minus my y point equals my slope of 4, x minus my x point, and my x point is already minus, so minus minus is really plus. 25 asks for a line perpendicular that goes through the point 15, -7. Perpendicular is the complete flopposite slope. It is a flipped and opposite slope. So y plus 7 equals -1/5, completely opposite slope, x minus 15. So again, my signs on the x1 and y1 change. In this case, my sign on the, my slope changes as well. To solve from here, I distribute -1/5 times x, -1/5 times -15. Subtract 7 from both sides and get -1/5 x minus 4. 26 asks me to graph this line. In order to graph, I have to solve for y. So y equals -3x minus 6. I move the 3x by doing the opposite sign. I start down at -6 on the y-axis and go down 3, right 1, or up 3, left 1, and connect my dots. For the x-intercepts, we rewrite and ignore whatever letter we're trying to solve for, or whatever letter we're not solving for, excuse me. So for the x-intercept, I don't write y. For the y-intercept, I don't write x. Divide to solve. X equals 4. Y equals 2. And remember, you could see them as points. So whatever letter you have a value for, so like I have a value for x at 4, that x-intercept has a 4, 0. So the number goes in the x spot. When y is 2, the number goes in the y spot. If two lines are parallel, how many solutions will they have? There will be no solutions, because if the lines are parallel, they will never ever cross. 29 asks me for the equation with a slope of -4 that goes through x1, y1. So y minus my y point equals m times x minus my x point. X and y intercepts on the graph shown. The x-intercept is at -2, 0. The y-intercept is at 0, -3. Problem 31 asks for the ordered pair for the solution to the system. Because both of these are solved for y, I'm going to put both of these in y equals exactly like I see them, and then figure out where they cross using the calculator. So in y equals, I'm putting in 2/3 x minus 1 and -7/8 x, 7/3 x plus 8. I go to my graph and I can see that they are crossing. Your steps are to click second, trace 5, inner, inner, inner. And you should be able to see that your intersection is at 3, 1. So you click second, trace 5, and then enter times 3, like inner, 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 and you get the solution 3, 1. Problem 32 are set up for matrices, so we have 4, 5, -1, 8, -18, 2, and -3. I'm going to show you on my school calculator how to solve those. Sorry. Okay. So, with my school calculator, I click alpha zoom. I want a 2 by 2. Okay. And enter. And then I type in 4, arrow, 5, arrow, 2, arrow, -3, arrow. I click this button over here, the X to the -1 button. And then this time I need a 2 by 1. So 2, 2, 2, 1 for my dimensions. And I have 8 and -18. So my solution is -3, 4. For problem 33, we can solve using either method. We could take the first one and solve for y, or the second one, rearrange and use matrices. Since I feel like most of you like matrices better, I'm going to do that. So 2x plus y equals 1, and then 4x minus y equals 5. That one's already set. So we have 2, 1, 1, 4, -1, 5. So in my calculator, alpha zoom, I need a 2 by 2. And I have 2 and 1 and 4, -1. Click this X to the -1 button, and then alpha zoom. This time I need a 2 by 1. And I forgot what the other parts were. 1 and 5. So I enter 1 and 5. And my solution is 1, -1. If we have a solution to the system, it means that it works for both of the equations. A function that includes 4, 9, and -2, -6, I can plug that into stat edit. So 4, 9, -2, -6. Just gonna double check. Yep. And then stat calc 4, inner, inner, inner. And we get 2.5 and -1. Excuse me. They ask us to solve this system by graphing. So on the top, I need to rearrange. So I have -y equals -3x minus 4. Divide everything by -1, and y equals 3x plus 4. So I graph that equation. I start at 4, up 3, right 1, up 3, right 1. And then my second equation starts at 4, goes up 3, right 1, up 3, right 1. So my lines, if I could draw, would be exactly the same. Because my lines are touching at the exact same points everywhere, my solution is going to be all reals. 37 is asking us to set up the system. Elizabeth met 24 of her cousins at a family reunion. The males were 6 less than twice the females. If M is males and F is females, how can we find the males? So 24 is a total, so I need males and females to go together to be 24, so I could mark out C and A. B and D both have that. The difference between B and D is whether M or F is on the outside. So they tell us the males are 6 less than twice the females. So males equal 6 less than twice the females, and so that's going to be answer choice B. 38, we have 2 lines with these equations. At what point do they intersect? So these are set up for matrices. So I'm going to do it in my calculator one more time. So alpha zoom 2 by 2. Oh, sorry. And we're going to put in 2. -1, 3, and -1. Click the X to the -1 button. Alpha zoom 2 by 1. And I need 1 and -6. And my solution is -7, -15. 39 asked me to simplify this expression. The expression is being multiplied. So remember, with big numbers, we multiply. So 4 times 3 times -2 is -24. With the little numbers, we add. So a to the 1 plus 3 plus 2 is 6. B to the 2 plus 4 is also 6. When we simplify, we're going to multiply what is on top. So 6 times 4 is 24. A to the 2 plus 6 is 8. And then we're going to divide. We divide the big numbers. So 24 divided by 3 is 8. And then we subtract the little numbers. 7 from 8 is 1, or 8 minus 7. 41, we have something to the 0 power, so that will cancel. And then the only other thing I can simplify is my negative exponent. 2 and C will stay up on the top. B to the 4 will move down to the bottom and become positive. 42 tells us the area of a rectangle is 12A7B4. The width is 4A2B2. What is the length? So to find the length, we will take the area and divide by the width. So when I divide, 12 divided by 4 is 3. A to the 7 minus 2 is 5. B to the 4 minus 2 is 2. 43 we can type into our calculator. 8 raised to the -3. Math, enter. And it tells us it is 1 over 512. 14, I can put these numbers into my calculator. So -15 divided by 18, math, enter. Reduced as a fraction is -5/6. Looking at my A's are bigger on top, so 4 minus 2 is 2, and it will stay on top. B's are bigger on bottom, so 6 minus 3 is 3, and it will stay on the bottom. Make sure you get the right exponents, but you also leave them where you're supposed to leave them. 45, we have a cube that is being raised, so 4 is to the cubed power, b to the 5th is to the cubed power. 4 cubed, I can put it into my calculator and I get 64. Because these are right next to each other, we multiply them and we get 15. 4 asks me to simplify, so I'm going to distribute first. 4 times x squared is 4x squared. 4 times negative 4 is negative 16x. 4 times 6 is 24. I'm also going to distribute the negative 2x, so negative 2x times x is x squared. Negative 2x times negative 5 is a positive 10x. From here, I combine like terms, so 4x squared minus 2x squared is a total of 2x squareds. Negative 16x plus 10x is a negative 6x. And then I just have 24 with nothing else to change it.